Good afternoon, everyone. It's time again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Hello there, Kenyon Gray. How are you today, sir? We've got another ball game today in the 1966 replay. It's going to be the Kansas City Athletics, the surprising Kansas City Athletics, at the Boston Red Sox. Now you can see the records here, 20-10 for Kansas City. They come in just one game out of first place behind the Baltimore Orioles. Boston 14-18. And there's Franklin. Hello, Franklin. Lobsters from the bay for dinner. Oh, man. That sounds amazing. You know, that reminds me, I should tell you guys, on this trip that I just took, I had my first lobster roll ever. Never had one before. It was delicious. It was at Sam's Chowder House, just above, or possibly in, but on the north end of Half Moon Bay, California. I found out about it on a YouTube channel. A guy called California Through My Lens did an amazing 7-day Highway 1 trip with his dad and pointed out a lot of spots that I'd overlooked over the years. I'd made the trek before. And I'm sure glad I found out about Sam's Chowder House. I'll tell you that. That was incredible. Two right-handers pitching today. Wally Sheldon for Kansas City, and you can see by his card he would finish the year with Boston. Jerry Stevenson, the righty, pitches for the Red Sox. Let's take a look at their cards. Stevenson, a pretty rough-looking card. Sheldon, not much better. How have they fared in our replay? Let's see. Sheldon's made 7 starts, 1 complete game. He's 2-1 with a 4.97 ERA. That is across 42 innings of work, 50 hits allowed, 19 walks, 21 strikeouts. Stevenson, even worse. 7 starts, 1-4 with a 5.12 ERA. 32 innings, 32 hits, 21 walks, 25 strikeouts. So both of these pitchers are prone to walking people. Both of these pitchers can give up some home runs, especially to left-handers. And hello, Mike and Ben. Yes, sirree, Fenway Park. Along with Wrigley Field, the only 2 remaining today of the old-time parks. Kenyon, well said. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have put it any better. How Sheldon got a 4.12 ERA out of that card is beyond me. You would have expected his numbers to be closer to Stevenson's real-life numbers, wouldn't you? Well, let's get into it. I got a good night's sleep last night, so I'm getting there. I wouldn't say I'm at 100% yet, but we're getting closer. For Kansas City, interesting lineup today for the Athletics. Wayne Causey leads off at shortstop, where he's a 4.56. Dick Green at second base in the 2 spot. Mike Hirschberger in center, bats third. Billy Bryan's at first base, where he's a 5.30, and he's batting cleanup. Larry Stahl in right field hits 5th. Ken Harrelson in left field, where he's a 4.16. Ed Charles at third base, and Ken Suarez, the catcher, round out the lineup, with Sheldon hitting 9th. Neither catcher can throw well. Tillman for the Red Sox, also a +3 arm. They'll have Scott at first, Dalton Jones, who's a 4.34, at second, Petrocelli at short, Joe Foy down at third, and the outfield left to right of Yastrzemski, Gosker, and Canigliaro. And greetings, Michael. Michael says, let's play 2. Well, I'll be doing well to get 1 in. Let's see, are we buffering? My camera looks good. I'm not seeing an issue on my end. We'll see how it goes. Please keep me alerted to these things, though. I do appreciate it, all the help. It means a lot. Okay, Stevenson's ready to go to work here as we begin the ball game. Kansas City will lead off with Causey. I'm having trouble with my vision today, too. Causey hitting just .203 on the season. No homers, 6 RBIs. Left-handed hitter. Stevenson gets his sign now from Tillman. Here's the first pitch of the game. It's a .311 right-handed grounder down to first base. Scott has it. Flips to Stevenson covering. And there's one down. That'll bring up Dick Green, the second baseman. Green hitting .286, 2 home runs, and a team-leading 21 RBIs for Green. Stevenson into the windup now. The pitch to Dick Green is a 6-4 right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be a tough play for Rico Petrocelli. A 2 E38. Rico into the hole. Here's the roll on the play. On a 12, it's the E rating. It's a 3. On an E38, that spells trouble, and he can't handle it. That'll be an error on Petrocelli. Green will reach on the error. E6, Green aboard. Green, not a star stealer, but he is a 17. This is a good time to look at the battery for the Red Sox. Stevenson, a horrible hold, +9. Tillman, a +3 arm. The most it can be, of course, is 5. So Green would be a 20 if he gets the lead. They're not going to hold him because he has to roll a 4 to get it, but he's going to try for it. He does not get the lead. Here's Hirschberger. Hirschberger hitting .268 on the year. 1 homer, 15 RBIs. Stevenson out of the stretch now. The pitch to Mike Hirschberger is a 4-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And down goes Hirschberger on strikes. That's the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Billy Bryan. Bryan, the catcher, playing first base today. Hitting just .180, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. You can see there's not much on base on that card, but he does have a little bit of pop. Left-handed hitter. Stevenson gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Bryan now on a 5-9 left-hander. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. That'll be down and into the corner, bouncing away from Canigliaro. Bryan rounds and heads for third, and he's in there with a 2-out triple. Is that our first triple since I've been back? I almost uttered the phrase, the daily triple. I don't think we've had one in the last 2 days. So Bryan with the RBI triple. That'll be an unearned run charged to Stevenson. He should be out of this inning, and now he's going to face Larry Stahl. Stahl hitting .271 on the year. 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Stevenson a check of Bryan at third. Now it comes to the plate. 6-6 left-handed, and he walks him, ball 4. 2-out walk to Stahl. Stahl a star 15 stealer, so he'd be a 20. He'll have to be held on at an 18. And Hawk Harrelson comes to bat. Stahl's going to try for that lead. 2 through 5, 11 or 12, he'd be an 18. He's got to try for that. 11, he's got the lead. The pitch to Harrelson. There goes Stahl, 1-18. The throw by Tillman, he's stolen it. Stolen base, Larry Stahl. For Stahl, it's just his second steal of the year. He is yet to be caught. Stahl kind of picks his times to try to steal, if you know what I mean. And Kenyon's still having issues. That's a shame. Thank you, sir. You know, I could reload mine and see if that'll help if you're still with us. It doesn't hurt to try. Okay, I have rebooted my camera. Let's see what that does. If anything. So with the steal, Kansas City has runners at second and third with 2 away. And here's the next pitch to Hawk Harrelson. 5-7 right-handed. He walks him to load the bases. So Stevenson off to a rough start here. 1 run in. Ed Charles will be the batter. Charles hitting .278 on the year, 1 homer, 11 RBIs. Bases loaded, 2 away. It's 1-0 Athletics. Here's the pitch from Stevenson. 5-5 right-handed at the fly ball to right. That's going to be an easy play for Tony Conigliaro, and the side is retired. Athletics get a run on a hit, leave the bases full. So that could have been a lot worse for the Red Sox. That will be an unearned run as far as Stevenson's concerned. And after a half an inning of play, it's Kansas City 1, Boston coming to bat. As Sheldon gets loose, let's go over the Red Sox lineup. It'll be Rico Petrocelli at short leading off. Jim Gosker in center, bat second. The same lineup as the first game of this 3-game set, actually. Yastrzemski in left hits third. Scott the cleanup man at first. Tony C. in right hitting fifth. Dalton Jones at second base in the 6th spot. Joe Foy at third and Bob Tillman the catcher, rounding things out with Stevenson hitting 9th. Kansas City will have Suarez doing the catching, Billy Bryan at first, Green at second, Wayne Causey at short with Charles down at third, and the outfield left to right of Harrelson, Hirschberger, and Stahl. And now I'm buffering. Okay, let's see if I can bring that in live. Anyone else seeing this? I'm seeing my monitor screen buffering. Franklin says he's fine. Okay, let me reload my monitor here. Everybody says it looks good. Okay, I think we're good to go. Here's Petrocelli to lead it off against Raleigh Sheldon. Bottom of the first inning. Rico hitting .270 on the year. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Right-handed hitter standing in. The pitch from Sheldon. 6'5", right-handed is a 2-hopper down to third, backhanded by Charles, who throws across in time. Petrocelli is retired. And here's Jim Gosker, the left-handed hitting outfielder, hitting just .176, 9 for 51 so far. He does have a home run and 4 RBIs. Sheldon gets the sign now. Here's the pitch to Gosker. It's going to be a 4-10 left-handed. Oh, man, right in the danger zone. He lofts one to deep center field. Backing up is Hirschberger and makes the catch for out number 2. Gosker got the crowd excited there, but it's just a loud out to center. And with 2 down, here's Yaz. Yastrzemski hitting .252, 4 homers, 17 RBIs. Sheldon gets the sign now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Yaz. It's a 2-7 righty. 2-hopper to second, Green to Bryan, and it's an easy first inning for Raleigh Sheldon. 1-2-3 go the Sox in the first. After a 1 inning of play, it's Kansas City 1, Boston 0. And greetings to Perry. Yeah, mine locked up a couple times too, the one I'm monitoring on. Looks good now. I think Kenyon, too late for Kenyon though, as I think he already departed. It'll be Suarez, Sheldon, and Causey for Kansas City here in the second inning. Suarez batting .226 this year. No homers, just a single RBI. He's 12 for 53. He does have 16 walks. You're familiar enough with the Suarez card by now to know that that's pretty much all he does. Here's the pitch from Stevenson. 3-8, struck him out. Second strikeout for Stevenson. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Raleigh Sheldon. Sheldon, a right-handed batter, 1W. Here's the pitch from Stevenson. On a 2-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 Ks for Stevenson in the second. That'll bring up Causey. Causey 0 for 1. Stevenson gets the sign from Tillman now, and here's the pitch. On a 3-9 right-handed grounder to second base, Jones has it, throws him out, and it's an easy second inning for Stevenson. 1, 2, 3 go the Athletics. And it's still a 1-0 ball game here. Sheldon getting ready to work the second. George Scott will lead it off. Canigliaro and Jones to follow. Scott hitting .240. Team leading 7 home runs and 20 RBIs. Sheldon into the windup. The pitch to George Scott is a 5-8 right-handed. It's a triple to 2 on an 8. He'll settle for a long single. So it's a leadoff single for Scott. Let's check the battery for Kansas City now. Sheldon with a -1 hold. Suarez, however, with a +3 arm. Scott, however, could only get it on a 2. Not even worth trying. Canigliaro will hit away. He's hitting .273, 5 homers, 20 RBIs, which ties him with Scott for the team lead in that category. Sheldon works from the stretch now. The pitch to Tony C is a 2-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout for Sheldon. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Dalton Jones. And a shout out to Jeremiah, who's entered the room. Let's look at Jones' numbers here. On the 3 plays, 10 for 44. It's .227. Does not have a home run. Left-handed hitter. Sheldon's pitch. 1-6. Grounder to first. Brian has it down to Causey for 1. Back to Brian for the 3-6-3 double play. And that'll do it for Boston in the second. Let's take another look at that one. 1-6. Grounder to first base A. Nifty double play started by Brian at first base. Wow. 2 innings in the books. It's 1-0 Kansas City. A bit shaky defense for both of these clubs today, but particularly for Kansas City. Thank you, Ben. You answered the question for me. Stevenson getting ready to go to work as we move along to the third inning. Dick Green will start it off. He reached on an error and scored the game's only run in the first. Stevenson, the sign from Tillman. The pitch to Dick Green is a 6-6 right-handed, and he draws the walk. So Green aboard to lead it off here in the third. He's a 20, not held. He's going to try to roll that 4. Can't do it. Here's the next pitch to Hirschberger. 2-6 righty, grounder to the pitcher. Stevenson whirls down to Petrocelli for 1, and that's all they'll get. That'll be a 1-6 force. Green erased. Hirschberger at first, where he's a star 20, so he'll have to be held on. He's an 18. With Billy Bryan at the plate, he's going to try for that lead. He needs a 5 or a 6. 5, he's got the lead. The pitch to Bryan. Here he goes, 1-18. Tillman's throw, not in time. It's a stolen base for Hirschberger. So both of these teams figure to run whenever they get the chance today. Hirschberger with the steal. That's his second of the season. And here's the next pitch to Bryan. Fastball, 5-12 left-handed, grounder to second base X. That's Dalton Jones. Tough play for Dalton, a 4.34. Here's the play. It's the error range. An 8 on a 34. He boots it. That's going to be an error on Dalton Jones. And Kansas City's in business here in the third. Runners at the corners and 1 away. That'll bring up Stahl, who walked and stole a base of his own in the first inning. With 1 out, the infield will be at double play depth early in the game. Stevenson, a check of the runners. Now the pitch to Stahl on a 1-9, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Big strike out there for Stevenson. His 4th of the afternoon. It'll be up to Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson walked his first time up. Runners take their lead. Stevenson to the plate. 1-5. He draws the walk to load the bases. So that's now the 4th walk issued by Stevenson to go along with the 4 strikeouts. Pretty typical Stevenson, actually. And welcome to Gerald. Bases loaded, 2 down, and it'll be up to Ed Charles. Charles 0 for 1 today. Stevenson in trouble again here in the third. He comes set now. The windup to pitch to Charles is a 4-10 right-handed. It's going to be a grounder to third base X. That's going to be Foy. 4E25. Tough chance for Foy. Here's the play on a 3. He's not going to get that. That's going to go into left field for a base hit. Here comes Hirschberger to score. Here comes Bryan to score. Harrelson will stop at third, and it's a 2-run single for Ed Charles. That makes the score 3-0. Both of those runs unearned. And here's Suarez now. Suarez struck out his first time against Stevenson. Stevenson gets the sign now. Here's the pitch to Suarez. It's a 4-3 right-handed. Base hit up the middle. That's going to bring in another run. Charles could try to go to third on that. Harrelson scores easily. Charles, 4-3. That's going to be to center. Gosker, a 0 arm. Charles, 16-18. He's going to third, and they'll just cut the throw off and hold Suarez at first. So Charles into third. That'll be an RBI for Suarez. 4-0 Kansas City, and here's Sheldon. And we've got somebody loosening already in the Boston pen. Bucky Brandon getting loose down there, the right-hander. Okay, here's the pitcher now facing Stevenson. Stevenson's pitch is a 4-5, struck him out. And that ends the inning, but not before the Athletics plate 3 more runs on 2 hits. All the runs off of Stevenson are unearned, but that does not hide the fact that he has not pitched well. Now I'm going to, hang on a second. I'm going to brew a quick single cup here. Okay, well that's working. We'll play the bottom of the third. How's everybody doing today? I'm getting there. Feel better, more rested than I have. Still feel a little off. And I'm having trouble seeing everything. I've been playing with the lighting for about 15 minutes before game time. And there's Mike Vitt. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see where we are. Trailing by 4, Boston will send up the bottom third of their order. That's Foy, Tillman, and the pitcher's spot. Would they hit for Stevenson this early? We just might today. Foy on the season, hitting .293, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs. Sheldon gets the sign from Suarez. Here's the pitch now. It's a 3-9 right-handed. It's a grounder down to third. Charles has it. Throws him out for the first out. And that'll bring up Tillman. 2 outs and nobody on. I'd probably let him hit. Tillman on the season. 18 for 60. It's a club-leading 300 average. 1 homer, 10 RBIs for the right-handed hitting catcher. Pitch from Sheldon is a 4-12. That's a high fly ball to deep left field. Harrelson back at the track. Makes the catch for the out. It's a homer to 10, the roll an 18, and it's just a loud out for Bob Tillman. And with 2 outs and nobody on, they're going to go ahead and let Stevenson hit here in the 3rd inning. Sheldon with the pitch. That's a 4-9. Homer to 6. That's going to be a double for the pitcher, Stevenson. How about that? He actually did better by missing the 1 through 8, as it would have been a single for the weak Stevenson. Oh, hang on a second. He's a left-handed hitter. I beg your pardon. Let's take another look at that. So that's a 14 homer. It ends up being a triple for the pitcher, Stevenson. Holy smoke. 2 triples in this one, so we're making up for lost time, I guess. And here I was considering pinch hitting for him. So Stevenson at 3rd with 2 down. That'll give Petrocelli a shot to pick up a run here for Boston. 4-0 Kansas City in the 3rd, 2 down. The pitch from Sheldon is a 4-8 fly ball to left field. That's going to be playable for Harrelson. He puts it away, and that does it for Boston. So they leave Stevenson stranded at 3rd. We've played 3 innings here. It is 4-0 Kansas City. Let's set it up here for the 4th. I'm going to grab that cup real quick. Ah, there we go. Nice and hot. I need that. To the 4th we go. It's the top of the order for Kansas City. Causey, the shortstop, to lead it off. He's 0 for 2 today. Stevenson gets the sign from Tillman. Here's the pitch now on a 5-12 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. Dalton Jones will be tested again. He's a 4.34. The roll on the play is a 5, and he can't get that one. That's into right field for a single. Leadoff single for Causey. Causey, who in 5 days, or is it 6 days? 6 days, he'll be traded to the White Sox. 6 days on the schedule, of course. Here's Green now. Reached on an error and walked. Stevenson from the stretch. Pitch to Green is a 2-4. It's a grounder to second. Jones' only play is to first, and Causey will move up on the ground ball. So Causey takes second, 1 away. And here's Hirschberger. Brandon is ready. Here's the pitch from Stevenson to Hirschberger. It's a 1-7. Grounder to short. Petrocelli has it, throws him out, and that's out number 2. That'll bring up Billy Bryan, the left-handed hitting first baseman today. Bryan tripled and scored in the first, reached on an error and scored in the third. Stevenson a glance at the runner. Now set and comes in there with a 1-2. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Canigliaro back on the track and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a hit, one left. And Jerry Stevenson manages to get through the inning unscathed. Here's Sheldon now working with a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Single cut for a single guy, absolutely, Ben. Well, why don't you have one, Franklin? Hell, nobody's stopping you. All right. Boston trying to get something going here against Sheldon. Jim Gosker will start it off. He's 0 for 1. Sheldon into the windup now. That's going to be a 6-4 left-handed. It's a fly ball to center field X. Tough play for Hirschberger. He's a 2-E8. Hirschberger going back, still going back. Here's the roll on the play. On an 8, fine running catch by Hirschberger. That'll bring up Yaz, 0 for 1 in this one. Sheldon gets the sign from Suarez now. Here's the pitch to Yastrzemski. It's a 5-8 left-handed. That's a triple to 3. He just misses it. That's going to roll to the wall. Hirschberger on it quickly, however, will hold Yastrzemski to a standing double. Yaz at second with 1 away, and the batter will be George Scott. Scott singled his first time up. Boston trying to get back in this game now. Sheldon staring in. The windup on the pitch to Scott is a 2-10 right-handed. It's a comebacker. Sheldon has it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. Let me double check that. So we've got a runner on second. Yes, the runner does hold, just making sure of that. Here's Canigliaro now, 2-down runner at second. Sheldon gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Tony C. It's a 2-11 right-handed. Another comebacker. Sheldon has it, takes a few steps towards first, and tosses it to Bryan to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 4 zeros put up by Raleigh Sheldon so far after 4 innings of play. It's Kansas City winning it, or leading it, I should say, 4-0. I guess they are winning it at the moment. I've never liked to say it that way, though. I apologize for that. It's still very much anybody's game here as we go to the 5th inning. Short leash for Stevenson, though, as he enters his first inning of potential fatigue. Brandon's been ready. Larry Stahl will start it off for Kansas City. Stahl 0 for 1 with a walk. Stevenson gets the sign from Tillman now. Here's the pitch to Stahl. It's going to be a 6-6 left-handed, and he walks him. And here comes Herman, and that's going to do it. The 5th walk of the game issued by Stevenson, and Herman's bringing the hook. So we were, I think, generously patient with Stevenson. Bucky Brandon will come on now. Trying to keep this game from really getting out of hand. So 4+ today for Stevenson. He only allowed 4 hits, but he walked 5. Struck out 5. I try to go with the starters as long as I can. A little less patience with a pitcher like Stevenson, of course, as opposed to, say, Denny McLain yesterday. You could have made a good argument that I should have pinch hit for McLain his first time up. But with that card and looking at the Tigers' pen, well, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Not so much so for Stevenson. Okay, Bucky Brandon on the season. Let's take a look at his numbers. Where the hell is he? There he is. 13 games. He's 0-2 with a 5.79 ERA. In 19 innings of work, he's surrendered 28 hits. Card a bit better than that. Harrelson's the batter. Let's check the battery now. Stahl a star 15. Brandon a +1 arm. Hold, rather. Tillman's still with that +3 arm, however. That makes Stahl a 19. He'll have to be held on. He's still a 17. And he's going to try for the lead. 2 through 5, 11 or 12. 4, he's got the lead. Here he goes, 1-17. The throw by Tillman. He's stolen it. Larry Stahl's second steal of the afternoon. And here's the next pitch now to Harrelson, who's walked twice. 6-9, that's into the gap for extra bases. That'll be a run-scoring double for Harrelson, and it is 5-0 Kansas City. And these amazing Athletics continue to roll. 20-10 they came in at. I'm going to look at the league stats here for a minute as a point of reference. They were a .463 club in real life. 74-86. At this point in the season in real life, they were 11-19. Here they are, 20-10. They've got to be the story of the replay so far. I was looking at that this morning, and I have to say we've got to temper our expectations a little bit, though, because they are going to trade off a lot of players as this season wears on. Here's Ed Charles now, 1 for 2. Runner at second, nobody out. The pitch from Brandon. 1-7 struck him out. Charles down on strikes. The batter will be Ken Suarez. Suarez 1 for 2 in this one. Brandon's set now. Here's the pitch to Ken. That's going to be a 2-5 right-handed, and he walks him. Right on cue, Suarez draws that walk. His 20th of the season. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Sheldon. Sheldon, a C bunter. And he's going to lay it down. Bunts on a C. 8. Successful sacrifice for Sheldon, moves the runners along. So Suarez to second. Harrelson takes third. 2 away. And the batter will be Causey. Brandon, a check of the runners now. Here's the pitch to Wayne Causey. 6-8 to the left-hander. It's a single to 7 on a 3. Knocked down at first by Scott, but he has no play, and that's going to be an RBI single for Causey. And to score is Harrelson, and it is 6-0. Suarez will stop at third. So Brandon, not faring much better than Stevenson at this point. And the batter will be Dick Green. Green 0 for 2 with a walk. Brandon trying to get out of this inning. It's already 6-0 Athletics. Here's the pitch to Green. On a 5-12 right-handed, it's a grounder to first base X. That'll be Scott. Scott a 3E15, and here's the roll on the play. On a 4, he's not going to get that. That's a single that'll drive in another run. RBI single for Green. Kazi stops at second. Suarez will cross the plate. I think it's officially a laugher now, guys. And the batter will be Hirschberger. 7-0 Kansas City here in the 5th. The pitch to Mike Hirschberger is a 6-2 right-handed. Grounder down to third. Foy has it, throws him out. And mercifully for the Boston fans, the side is retired. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 left on. It's 7-0. Exactly, Ben. I felt fortunate, honestly, to come back after a long layoff and have 2 really good games coming right out of the chute there. And you're right, Michael. We touched on that on another broadcast. Sheldon taking the mound now, the beneficiary of all this run support. Jones, Foy, and Tillman due for Boston. Jones 0 for 1 today. Sheldon, the windup and the pitch. It's a 4-9 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field, backing up his stall at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Dalton Jones, and the Red Sox are on the board. 4-9 left-handed to 14. The roll is a 6. And for Jones, that is his first home run of the season. He had 4 in real life and 252 at-bats. That's his first, and here's Foy now. Sheldon gets the sign from Suarez. The pitch to Foy is a 2-12 right-handed. A liner right into the glove of Wayne Causey. Liner to short, 1 down. That'll bring up Tillman, the catcher. Tillman 0 for 1. Right-hander Sheldon staring in now. Here's the pitch to Tillman. That's a 5-10 right-handed. Fly ball to left and shallow. In comes Harrelson, still coming. He's there. And we're going to bat for Brandon. Looks like it's going to be a busy day for the Boston pen. We can close the book on Stevenson. 5 runs charged to him, only 1 earned. Brandon, in his inning of work, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 1 and struck out 1. Dick Stigman will come on for Boston. He'll be the long man. He pitched in this game in real life. And let's see who's going to bat now. Green or Thomas? We're going to go with Lenny Green. No particular reason why. And thank you for the research, Perry. Yeah, I just go by the... it's good to know the exact amount. But you look at some of these... Here's Sheldon, for example. He's got Boston on his card. Causey goes to Chicago. Harrelson to Washington. Bryan to the Yankees. Let's look at the pitchers here. Wyatt goes to Boston. Among the others, Talbot will end up on the Yankees. on the bench. Tartable ends up with Boston. So yeah, you can see just by looking at the cards. Okay, here's Lenny Green now. 2 out, nobody on. Pitch from Sheldon is a 3-4. Grounder down to first base. Brian will take it himself, and that will do it. Boston settles for the lone run on the Dalton Jones home run. We've played 5. It is 7-1, Kansas City. Here's Stigman coming on now. Stigman, his first relief appearance. He's made 7 starts. He's 2-2 with a 2.95 ERA. He did pitch in relief in real life in this game, and he's rated 3 for relief endurance. He'll be facing Brian Stahl and Harrelson as we move to the 6th inning. Brian 1 for 3 in this one. Stigman a lefty now. Left on left, he delivers to Brian on a 4-11. Fly to left field X, that's Yastrzemski. He has a 1-6, ranging towards the line. Here's the play on a 16. Nice catch, Yastrzemski. That brings up Stahl, who has nothing on his card. But with a 6-run lead, he's going to bat here in the 6th. 3-5, struck him out. 2 down, and here's Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson has not been retired today. Doubled in the 5th and walked twice prior to that. The left-hander ready now. The pitch to the Hawk is a 6-7, and he walks him. 3rd walk of the day by Harrelson. Stigman also with a terrible hold. Harrelson a 20, star stealer. He'll have to be held at 18. Charles is just going to hit away here now. Here's the pitch from the stretch on a 3-5 left-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop. Petrocelli has it. He'll go the short way to Jones to end the inning. So Stigman with a nice inning. Now the question is for Kansas City, at what point do we bring in the defense? Okay, if I was playing them in real life, I mean, let's say you were managing the Red Sox and I'm playing Kansas City, I would have already done it after the 5th. But for the sake of realism, I normally don't do that before the 7th inning, and it's usually more like the 8th, but I wouldn't do it in the 6th. We need to get Causey out of there. Harrelson could move to first base, Stahl to left, get a better right fielder. That defense is scary. Just look at it. For Raleigh Sheldon, the 6th inning will be his first inning of potential fatigue. He'll be looking at the top of the Boston lineup. Rico Petrocelli to start things off. Petrocelli 0 for 2 today. Sheldon gets the sign now. Here's the pitch to Rico. It's a 5-5 right-handed, and he walks him ball 4. Leadoff walk to Rico Petrocelli. That'll bring up Gosker. Gosker's flown to center twice. Got a dice down. There it is. Gosker fouls one back. Sheldon gets a new ball and comes in there with a 4-12 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to right field. Stahl on the track makes the catch. High fly ball to right. Gosker got under it way too much, and that's a loud out to right. Okay, that'll bring up Yaz. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Sheldon from the stretch. The pitch to Yastrzemski. A 4-7 left-handed. It's a grounder to second. That's going to be 2. It's Green to Causey to Brian. Double play, and that ends the inning for Boston. The Red Sox can't seem to get anything going against Raleigh Sheldon this afternoon, and after 6 innings complete, Kansas City leads it 7-1. Stigman's coming out for his second inning of work. As we go to the 7th, Suarez will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 with a walk today. Stigman gets the sign from Tillman now. Here's the pitch. On a 3-7, he walks him. Second walk for Suarez. Boy, the Kansas City has drawn a lot of walks here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walks by the Boston pitching staff here. Sheldon, a C bunter, is going to lay it down. It's a 6. It's a good bunt to third. He throws him out. Runner advances. Runner at second, 1 down. That'll turn the lineup over. Here's Wayne Causey. Left on left, Stigman set now. It's a 2-10, pops him up right side. Jones will make the play. And there's 2 away. Two away, and Dick Green steps to the plate. 1 for 3 with a walk. Stigman into the windup. 2-5 left-handed, grounder to second base. Jones again throws him out, and that'll do it. As we stretch for the 7th, it is 7-1, Kansas City. I'm going to leave Causey in the field for 1 more inning. If it was closer, he'd probably be out right now. What do you guys do? I'm curious. At what point do you bring in the defense? What inning, and how close does the score have to be? Just a little conversation starter there, as we got to find something interesting somewhere in this string. I think the game appears to be well in hand for Kansas City. Mookie is up in the tower. I'm hoping that I'd like for you guys to see him stretched out. You can see how big he's gotten. I don't know if you can really tell much from this angle. Mookie. Hey, buddy. Meow, meow. Nope, he's not budging. Well, what the heck. Let's go around here and see if we can get a better angle. There he is. Hey, buddy. Much like me, he's been napping a lot since we got back from an exhausting road trip. That's a good point, Ben. Nothing but a fur ball. Yeah, Rick, typical lazy cat. Who do I like or who do I want? That's 2 different answers. I'm for the Dodgers, but I think the Yankees will win. Okay, Sheldon ready to work the 7th. It'll be Scott, Canigliaro, and Jones. Scott 1 for 2 today. Sheldon staring in to get the sign. The wind up to pitch to George Scott is a 111 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to third, backhanded by Charles, who throws him out. Tony C will be the hitter now, 0 for 2 today. The pitch from Molly Sheldon is a 410 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. So quite a day for Sheldon. He's only allowed 4 hits, and here's Jones with 2 away and nobody on. Jones' home run represents the only Red Sox run of the afternoon, and here's the pitch to Jones now on a 4-5 lefty. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Causey. And here we go, 4E56. The play on a 7. He makes the play and throws him out. How about that, Wayne Causey? Holy cow. 6-3X, side retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Raleigh Sheldon. Hirschberger, Bryan, and Stahl due up. Stigman will take the mound. This will be his first endurance inning. Hirschberger, Bryan, and Stahl due up. Hirschberger 0 for 4 on the day. Stigman, the left-hander, ready to go to work now. The pitch to Hirschberger, a 6-9 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to left. That's going to be a single, as Hirschberger is a weak. Homer to 19 on a 9. That's a single for Hirschberger. Weak both ways. And Mike Hirschberger has his first hit of the day. Star 20 not held. He'll be held at 18. God, Bryan is just terrible. There's really no reason to pinch hit here. Left on left, Stigman delivers on the 2-10. It's a grounder to first. Scott to Petrocelli. Back to Scott, the 3-6-3 twin killing. And that'll bring up Stahl, the right fielder. He's walked twice, struck out twice. The pitch from Stigman now. It's a 3-11, pops him up. Second base, Jones takes it, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, nobody left. We will have a couple of defensive changes for Kansas City. Harrelson will move to first base. Causey will come out for Chavaria at short. (3E42). That's pretty bad when a 3E42 is a defensive replacement. Stahl will move to left, where he's a 2E6. And then we'll need a right fielder in Bryan's spot. That'll be Joe Nosek. Wholesale changes for Kansas City. Nosek a 2E7 +1 in right. This is bound to screw me up when I go to look at the defense now. That'll be it for Stigman. He's going to bat third in the bottom of the inning, so he'll leave for a pinch hitter. A fine 3 innings for Stigman, however. Did not allow a hit. Walked a pair. 1K. Did not allow a run. I used to be, Gerald, when I was younger. Not so much lately. Hello, Mike Terranova. Welcome. And hello to Jimmy Jam. Man, I just looked down at the number of people watching now for a blowout game. I'm stunned. Bottom of the 8th. Red Sox have 6 outs left. They trail by 6 runs. Foy 0 for 2 on the day. Sheldon gets the sign from Suarez. Here's the pitch to Foy. It's a 5-5, and he walks him. Leadoff walk issued by Sheldon. Not what you want to do when you're leading by 6. That'll bring up Bob Tillman. Tillman flew to left both times today. Sheldon out of the stretch. It's a 3-7 right-handed single, 2 stars. Foy to third. And Sheldon appears to be running out of gas here in the 8th. Paul Lindblad, the lefty. Jack Aker, the righty. And we will have a pinch hitter now for Stigman. One more hitter walk will fatigue Sheldon. Thomas or Smith. We're going to go with George Thomas as the pinch hitter. Thomas hitting .227 on the year with a pair of home runs. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Here's Sheldon's pitch. It's a 6-9 grounder to third base B. That's going to get a run in. Charles down to Green for 1 to first, not in time. Foy crosses the plate. It's a 5-4 force. Thomas will pick up an RBI on that. So now we have runner at first, 1 away, and here's Rico Petrocelli. Again, one more hitter walk will fatigue Sheldon. It's 7-2 now. Checks the runner and delivers the pitch to Rico on a 6-5 grounder to third base. Charles to Green for 1. The turn not in time. Another force play. And Sheldon trying to wiggle out of this inning on the verge of fatiguing. Jim Gosker 0 for 3, the batter. Sheldon staring in now. Here's the pitch on a 5-6. Single to center. Open single. For one thing, that will fatigue Sheldon. Thomas can try to take third. 14-16 with 2 out. No sense doing that. He'll hold up at second. Actually, excuse me, that's not Thomas. He was forced. I beg your pardon. It's Petrocelli who will hold at second. On the 2-out single by Gosker, and here comes Alvin Dark, and that's going to do it for Sheldon. So a nice game by Sheldon. He just ran out of gas here in the 8th. Seven 2/3 for Sheldon. 4, 5, 6 hits allowed. Walked a pair. Struck out a pair. He's allowed 2 runs so far. Runners at first and second, his responsibility. And with Yastrzemski at the plate, they're going to go to the left-hander, Paul Lindblad. So while Lindblad warms up, I'll take a short break to use the restroom. Be right back. And we're back. All right, here's the situation. First and second, 2 away. Yastrzemski at the plate. Barring a miracle comeback by the Red Sox, Kansas City will pull to within a half game of first place. Wow. Here's Yastrzemski now. Lindblad, the left-hander, ready to go to work. Here's the pitch to Yaz on a 3-7 fly to right. That's playable for Nosek, who makes the catch to retire the side. Red Sox get a run on 2 hits, leave a pair. After 8 complete, it's 7-2 at Kansas City. So we need a new pitcher now. Right-handers due up. We're going to bring in Osinski. Osinski has been in 9 games, 0-1 with a save and a 3.27 ERA in 11 innings of work. Harrelson, Charles, and Suarez due for Kansas City. Hawk Harrelson playing first base now. Started the game in left field. He has not been retired today. He's walked 3 times and doubled. 3-4 struck him out. I know, Franklin. It's kind of a shame, isn't it? They've been playing so well with so little, really. It'd be fun to see how long they could keep it up, but they're going to shoot themselves in the foot, I guess, before we'll ever know. Charles 1 for 4 today. Osinski, the windup, comes in there with a 6-7 right-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. That's Jones. Dalton to 4E34. Here's the play. On a 16, he's got it. Throws him out. So Dalton Jones' defense has not hurt the Red Sox today. 2 out, nobody on, and here's Suarez. 1 for 2 with a pair of walks. Osinski set, comes in with a 5-5 right-handed and strikes him out. 2 Ks for Osinski. A 1-2-3 ninth. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. 7-2 Kansas City. Lindblad trying to close the door here. Scott, Conigliaro, and Jones possibly, or a pinch hitter for Jones against the lefty. We'll see. George Scott's 1 for 3 on the day. I want to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate it. I truly do. Here's Scott now. Lindblad the lefty. Ready to work. The windup, the pitch. 2-7. Fly ball to left. Playable for Stahl, who's moved over to left and makes the catch for out number 1. Here's Tony C now. 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out twice. Lindblad set. The windup, the pitch. 3-10 left-handed. It's a triple on a 1, and would you look at that? That's down into the corner, rattling around, bounces away from Stahl. Hirschberger picks it up as Canigliaro rounds and steams into third with the third triple of this ball game. Yes, sir, man, we are. We didn't have any in the first 2 games. Well, hell, we'll just get 3 today. Let's check the bench now. George Smith will hit for Jones. The right-handed hitting second baseman. 1 out, runner at third. Runner not being infield back. 2-3, grounder to first. That'll get a run in, but Kansas City really doesn't care. It's going to be Harrelson to Lindblad covering. That'll score Canigliaro. It makes it 7-3, but there's 2 outs now and nobody on. And it'll be up to Foy. 7-3, 2 outs in the 9th. Lindblad into the windup. Here's the pitch to Foy. It's a 5-10 right-handed, a grounder to short X. That's Chavaria now at short. 3E42, and here's the roll on the play. On a 6, he makes the play and throws him out. And that's a play that would have been a single off of Kazi. And that ends the ball game. 6-3X, that's it. Sox get a run to make the final 7-3, and I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Stevenson takes the loss. He drops to 1-5. Ouch. Lindblad and his 1 1/3, 1 hit, 1 run. No walks, no strikeouts. 2 runs charged to Sheldon. So the totals for the Athletics: 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Boston 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. And it was a costly error, 4 unearned runs. Excuse me, they made 2 errors. I missed one there. Hang on a second. Error in the first, error in the third. So the unearned runs were the difference. Interesting, because it was the Kansas City defense that I was so concerned with going into the game, and it ended up being the Red Sox defense that cost them. Kansas City 21-10, a half a game back of Baltimore now. Thank you, Mike. Take care, everybody. Let's take a look at on the schedule. Take a look ahead here. Tomorrow it'll be the Cleveland Indians at the Chicago White Sox. Sudden Sam McDowell for the Indians and Juan Pizarro for the White Sox. A good pitching matchup, at least on paper. So please join me for that at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll look for you then. In the meantime, everybody have a pleasant evening and take care. Bye for now.